following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Tasty Minstrel Games. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
Megan, what are we playing today?
We are playing the Oracle of Delphi. This is from Tasty Minstrel Games.
Yeah, this is at the heart a pick up and deliver game because we have tasks that Zeus wants us to complete. And it's also kind of a race because we're going to start off with Zeus, we're going to go do his things, and then we're going to race back. Yep. So check it out. The way we win the game is by completing 12 goals or tasks that Zeus wants us to complete. However, we are going to be playing the shorter variant just for the sake of showing this on camera. So we have 4 different types of tasks that we're going to be doing. And like I said, we're basically removing one task from each of the different sets. So Megan, what are the different types of tasks that we have to complete?
First we have to build 2 shrines, erect 2 statues, complete 2 offerings, and then fight off 2 monsters.
Right, and when we do those, we are going to get certain benefits, and we'll talk about those when they happen. But the main part of the game is going to be revolving around these dice. These are the Oracle dice, and what we're going to do on our turn is we're going to roll those, and then we're going to put those on the different spots on our board. Speaking of which, I'll show you a close-up of a player board here. So these are the spots we're going to be placing those dice. On our turn, basically, we're going to be following 3 steps. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at wounds. If we ever have 3 wounds that are the same color, then that's bad. Or if we have 6 total wounds, that's bad, because we will lose our entire turn basically trying to recover from that. We can get rid of 3 of those wounds, but that is the only thing that we're going to do in our turn. If we ever have 0 wounds, then we're going to be able to move our God marker up on this track here, or we can take 2 favor tokens. And favor tokens are going to be things that are going to help us, like changing the die color when we consult the Oracle. But the God tokens that we have over here, this is the lowest row, and this is where we're going to start off at. And then you can see this is for a 4-player, 3-player, and 2-player. So when we go from the lowest level up, we're going to go all the way up to this level. If we ever get the God up on his chair, basically in Mount Olympus, then we can, on a future turn, or even on that turn, do one of the God actions here. And we'll talk about those when we complete those. Up here, this is going to show us whenever we're looking at terrain tiles and it's not the matching ones where we need to place our shrines, we're going to get some benefits. So we can get favor tokens, we can move our God marker up, we can get some Oracle cards, or we can move our shield up and get rid of some wounds. As part of setup, we are going to get a random boat tile, and that's going to go right here. So Megan, this is the boat tile that you have. What does that do?
So I get 2 cargo spots, and then I can use 1 less favor if I want to change my die in the rotation of all the little fires that the Oracle can use.
Yeah, and mine is this right here. So I've got 2 cargo holds, and I am going to start the game with an equipment card and an Oracle card. Speaking of Oracle cards, those basically, they look like this, looks like a die, but on the back side, it's going to show basically a die that we have the ability to use as an extra turn. However, we can only use 1 of these on a turn. Then once they're used, they are discarded. And the equipment card that I'm going to take is this card right here. Now, some equipment cards are 1 time only, and they'll have like a little lightning bolt over here. But this means every time I roll the red symbol on my die, then I'm going to be able to take 2 favor tokens. And the equipment is just going to go right down here. So the other cards that we have down here, you can see, we have heroes, we have demigods, and we have creatures. The heroes are going to allow us to increase our shield strength and also protect us from that colored wound when it happens. The demigods are going to give us essentially, whenever we roll that color die for that hero, we're going to be able to treat that as if it were a wild. And we'll also get one of the oracle cards. And then our creatures, you seem to like the creatures.
I just end up with them a lot, yeah.
The creatures are going to allow you to increase your movement by 3. And because normally you can move your little ship around by 3 spaces, and you always have to end up on a space that is corresponding to the die that you used. But the creature will allow you to move an extra 3 spaces, and you don't have to worry about the color that you're going to land on. But speaking of the color of the die you use, that is important throughout the entire game, because when you take these actions, you load things up on your boat, you have to use the color die that you are trying to load on. So if I'm trying to load a red statue or a red offering, I have to use the red die. If I am delivering the red statue to one of the islands or an offering to one of the different temples, then I have to use that same color as well. The exploring part that we're going to be doing, we have some tiles that are face down, and you can see it looks like they have clouds on those. There is a colored ring around each of those, so whenever we want to explore, we have to use that color die as well. We have a little player aid that's going to kind of help us out. This looks a little overwhelming, but really it's not. On our turn, if we don't use a die for anything else, we can always discard it, and we can do one of 3 things. We can either get an oracle card, we can get 2 favor tokens, or we can peek at any 2 face down tiles. Any of the other dice that we use, it does matter what color it is. So for instance, if we used a red die, we would be able to get rid of all of our red wounds. We can move our ship 3 spaces and end up on a red. We can look at a terrain tile that has a red hex around it. We can we can load up a red offering. We could load up a red statue. We could move the god that is red, which I think is Aphrodite.
Yes.
We can battle a red monster. We could drop off a red temple. We could drop off a red offering, or we could drop off a red statue. Again, it depends on what color die you have. I said red, I just picked that. You could be blue, green, whatever, but that's what you would be doing. I am going to be the start player because Megan always likes me to go first whenever she gets an advantage. So these are the favor tokens here. Favor tokens can actually do a lot of good and help you out as far as mitigating the dice rolls, because you can use a favor token in order to move 1 space per favor token that you get rid of to change the color of the die. You can use a favor token to increase your distance normally of your ship by 3. You can increase it by 1 more for every favor token you get rid of. So let's say I wanted to go 4. Normally I get to go 3, add 1 favor token, and I get to go 4. You still have to end up on the color of the die that you used. The last thing our favor tokens are used for is when you battle a monster. And because that's a little bit more in depth, we're going to talk about that when it actually happens. But that is pretty much it for the high level overview. So let's get ready to play. As part of setup, we randomly draw 1 wound, and we are going to move up the corresponding god color to our starting spot, just as kind of a setup thing. We also will roll our dice, and I have 2 yellow and a blue. And when there's going to be something else with the dice we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start my turn, and I will take all of my actions that I want to take. We do start with our ships at Zeus, and we have to get back there. So the first player that completes all their tasks and gets back to Zeus will win the game. Each player does get an equal number of turns, and there is a tiebreaker that Megan likes to use because that's how she's beat me.
Because I'm not going to jinx myself, because every time I do, then I end up not doing so well on camera.
So just real quick, before I even start my turn, I want to talk about the colors that we're going to go for. These were determined ahead of time, and each player has the same colors that we're going to be using or going after. So we're going to be doing a yellow offering, and then any other color that we want. And the monsters, we're going to be going for the blue monster and any other colored monster that we want. Yeah, so I'm going to use my blue die, and whenever you use it, you're going to put it to the middle there where the oracle's at. That's your boat, I know. grabbing mine. And these holes that you see, they're called shallows or shadows. You actually can't move your ship into that. But since I'm using my blue, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to that spot there. I will use my yellow to load the yellow up onto my ship. And remember, I only have 2 holds, cargo holds. And then I have a yellow die left. And I want to deliver that yellow cube to this yellow temple that is over here. So I'm going to use one of my favor tokens in order to increase my movement. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then my favor token puts me there. And since that was a yellow die, I had to end on a yellow space. So I could actually use this card if I wanted. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So usually you just move it from this area up here and you kind of give it a tap. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So that's going to set me up to deliver my other cube. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my dice. And then I will tell Megan I used a green, or I rolled a green, black, and a blue.
So I had black on my board, so I got to move Aries up 1 spot.
Yeah.
And God Jack.
I don't get to do that, but I get to do it when Megan rolls her dice, as long as you have a god in the clouds. Like pudding in the clouds. Pudding. Yeah. That was an old Jello commercial from the 80s.
I
Chocolate pudding.
It was Jello, but all right. That's okay. So I am going to use my pink, and I'm gonna go right there. Use my yellow to pick up the yellow, and I'm gonna use my black die to get rid of my black wound. And I got blue, black, and green.
I get to move my green up. And because Megan is the last player, we don't ever change who the first player is. She's also going to roll the Titan die at the end of every turn. And that is going to represent the monster, kind of the big Titan coming at us. So since Megan threw a 6, we both have to take 2 injury cards.
Yeah.
So I have a blue, black, and a green.
Black and pink now.
Now, we might have a situation where we don't have to take any of the wound cards, and that is based on our shield strength. If our shield strength is ever basically higher or equal to the number that she rolls on that Titan dice, then we're good. We don't have to take that.
Or if we have a hero.
I'm going to use a favor token to change this blue into a yellow by moving it down 1 space, and then I will use that. So I can get rid of that. And I'm going to drop off my yellow cube to the yellow shrine there. So I'll just take that off the board to show that I've done it. So now the rewards that I get for that are 3 favor tokens. So we just remove that so we know that we've already completed that task. I'm going to use another favor token, because you can use favor tokens as soon as you get them. And I'm going to change this green into a red. And then I'm going to use that red in order to load this red cube up and put that on my ship. Then I have a black. You know, I'm just going to use that black, and I'm going to move right there.
Okay.
I'm going to hopefully load up a statue on my next turn. So I rolled 2 yellows and a blue.
Nope. Alright, so I am going to make this blue yellow for free with my ability. So
that really saves you from using your favorite tokens.
Actually, let's back that up. Let's do the green first. Move over here. And now we'll use the blue to make that a yellow so I can deliver that offering.
And you're going to get 3 favorite tokens.
I'm going to make this black a pink, and I'm going to flip this.
Is it one of your symbols?
It is one of mine. It's Zeta.
So you're going to be able to place your shrine there.
Yep.
And your shrine is going to allow you to move up one of your god tokens. Whatever one you want.
Just going to keep moving up good old Aries there. I need to move him up 1. So he's there. Those are used. Pinky, blue, oh no, sorry, red, blue, and green. I always confuse
move my
the
green up.
pink and the red.
And the Titan is...
Titan die is a 5.
Alright, so you get a wound, and I get a wound. Everybody gets a wound. No, now I have 2 green.
I have 2 pink, yeah.
All right, I'm going to use 2 favor tokens in order to change this yellow to a red. And then I am going to use the red to load up a red statue. So my boat is full of red. I'm going to use my yellow die to go 1, 2, 3 there. And
drop off the red.
Well, I don't have enough favor tokens to do that. So I think what I will do is I am just...
Aphrodite on the board. Oh no, it's blue. Sorry, blue.
I get Poseidon. You know what? I will. I'm going to bring Poseidon
good.
up on the board. You talk me into it. All right, rolling my dice. I have 2 yellow and a pink.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, nope. Alrighty, I'm going to use my blue. 1, 2, 3. And use a red. I'm going to move 1 extra. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pick up this green cube for my boat. And 2 pinks and a blue.
Oh, I'm glad I put Poseidon on my board then.
And Titan die is a 4.
All right, so you get a blue and I get a yellow. Ugh.
No.
Oh, I haven't done it yet. I get a little excited. I was excitable. I'm going to use this yellow. I'm going to use that to get 2 favor tokens.
Okay. So then you can change that yellow to a red?
So then I can spend those 2 favor tokens to change that yellow to a red. You're very perceptive. And use that red to drop off my statue. So now I will be able to get a hero card. And I'm going to go ahead.
It doesn't have to be a hero.
Well, I'm holding out for hero. So I'm going to take, this is Odysseus.
Yeah, Odysseus.
So I'm going to place him
I know
over
my
here.
Greeks. My
Your
Greek
Greeks.
connects.
Get into the Greek.
I was a Percy Jackson kid.
You were a Percy Jackson kid. And that means I can get rid of any of the red ones that I have. Unfortunately, I
don't have any.
I also don't have any pink.
No.
I do have one blue. So I'm going to use my last favor token to make this pink a blue, and then I'm going to use that to get rid of the blue.
Very nice.
I had the blues.
You did.
Alrighty. Oh, and I get to move my shield up 2 spaces. And I have a yellow, red, and a green. And because of the red, I do get to grab 2 favor tokens.
Very nice. Okay, I'm going to make this blue a yellow and go 1, 2, 3. And then, actually, yeah, it's fine. I got the tokens. We'll make this pink a green. So I'll cost me 2. So I can drop off that offering, the green temple. So I'll get 3 favor tokens. And then use the pink to get rid of my 2 pink wins.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, roll these dice first. Blue, black, and green.
Oh.
Oops, that was a block.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my green up there.
Artemis.
Roll low number.
4.
Yeah, bummer. So you're just gonna take a win. Oh no, I got a second black. I got 2 greens, 2 blacks, and a yellow now. Not good. So I'm gonna use my red die and a favor token in order to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts me there. I'm going to use my yellow die, and I'm going to flip this. And what did you say that symbol was?
Phi.
Phi. I don't actually have that, so I'm going to consult my board here. I'm going to get 2 oracle cards. And oracle cards at the end of the game are the tiebreaker. I'm going to use my other favor token and my green die to move 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4 puts me there. And I am not going to use either of those. So that's going to be the end of my turn. All right, so I'm rolling.
Black.
And I rolled a red and 2 yellows,
No.
but my red will give me
Yep.
2 favor tokens.
Nice. Alright, I'm going to use my black to pick up a statue. And then I'm going to use my blue and just move up there so I can kind of position myself, and just use 1 favor token to make this green a black because I get 1 free, and drop that there so that statue is built. And yeah, I'm gonna take a creature.
Yeah.
So the black one is Chiron. Black creature card. Alright. Yellow, yellow, pink.
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
And Titan is a 3.
I'm at 2. Bummer. So I get a red, but I can throw that away because I have Odysseus.
Very nice.
Which is nice. All right, I'm going to use my red die in order to drop off my red offering there. I'll just take that off. And it is here. So I get 3 favor tokens. I'm going to use my pink Oracle card, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use my yellow, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 there. And then I think I'm going to use 1 favor token in order to change this yellow into a green, and then use that to get rid of my 2 green wounds.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, and this goes away.
Oh, all
Wow,
pink.
all pink.
Yike. Alright then. Alright, I'm going to use my yellow. I'm going to move an extra space. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Use this other yellow to flip over this tile, which is Omega, which is what I needed. So,
Hey, I want to just say that was a bad batch.
Wow. Omega. I like how she says her name. So yeah, that's place. That was good. So I bumped up Aries.
Oh, then you're right next to blue. You could load up a blue statue.
Yep, that was the plan. So we're just gonna change that over and grab that.
Nice. This is how Megan wins.
You know, it's a good start. So blue, black, and red.
I get to move my blue up. All right, I'm going to use 2 of my favorite tokens and my 1 pink
Yellow.
to go.
And extra spaces.
Oh, wait a minute. I miscount. 1, 2,
trying to get
3,
here.
4, 5, 6. That's actually going to cost me 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So I'm going to move all the way over to there.
Collect that pink cube. We don't
No,
have
I
any
don't.
more offerings.
I don't need the offering. So I'm going to use my pink die in order to take 2 favorite tokens. Then I am going to use 1 favorite token in order to turn, or actually it's going to cost me 2, to turn this pink into a yellow. Use my yellow to go down. Hey Megan, how you doing?
Hi.
Then I'm going to use my blue Oracle card in order to load up a blue statue.
I think in this game, if you get near people, you should be able to do combat.
That would be cool. That is one thing I have seen people say is they would like to have seen some combat.
Some combat, yeah. All right.
A little broadside there. All right, so I have a yellow, a green, and a black.
Okay.
And you got Aries all the way up to the top
Aries
there.
is sitting pretty nicely up there, yeah. All right, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to use my black and pop up here, and then I'm going to use Aries Go ahead and take out that blue monster.
Nice. So yeah, whenever you use a god, he goes all the way back to the bottom.
Yep. And then I go ahead and get a...
And you don't have to actually roll a die in order to fight the monster. So that was really good.
Yeah. So then I get a equipment card. And I'm going to take this one off. Which is to either move Poseidon, Hermes, Artemis, or Aphrodite up to their chair.
Oh yeah, that's right. You get to use it all the way up.
Yeah, all the way up to the chair. So I'm gonna go ahead and move Aphrodite. Since Ares is not an option, it knows. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use her ability so I can get rid of those wounds. So that's what she does.
Oh yeah, she gets rid of every wound.
And so 2 dice. Make this a black and go over here. And then use my blue to drop off my statue. So I get a card. I'm gonna take hero. Blue hero is Achilles.
He needs better shoes.
Does, yeah. Alright, so I got blue, black, and red. And our Titan die is a 5.
Oh, it's a blue.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my green and I'm gonna take 2 favor tokens.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use Poseidon's ability. And I'm gonna go all the way to here. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh yeah.
And you go here.
Oh. Bummer. I still am kind of messing up, but oh well.
Go there?
Yeah, that's fine. Where I'm at. I'm going to use these 2 to turn this black into a blue, and then use the blue so I can drop off my blue statue right there.
So you can take a blue creature demigod for that.
Good. You know what? I'm going to take...
I took him. It's Achilles.
Oh, darn it. You...
Achilles.
Well, I guess I'm going to take the creature then. I'm going to take an Neridi.
I think that's how you say it.
So I can get that extra movement.
Alright.
So that was this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a yellow die left, and I'm going to use that yellow to move over to here.
Nice.
Okay. So I have a red, a pink, and a green, and I'm going to be able to get 2 favor tokens. You don't have anybody in the clouds.
No, I gotta get Ares back up there though. So I'm gonna use my black to move North Chiron. I can move 3 extra.
It doesn't matter what color you end up on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With my blue, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. Right there. I'm gonna make my red a black and put Ares back on my board.
Nice.
And black, red, and green.
Yeah, it doesn't do me any good because.
And Titan die
number
is a 4.
Yellow. 2 yellows and 2 blacks. Not good.
All right, back to you.
Okay. You know, I'm going to use. Who is that again?
Artemis.
Artemis.
Are you?
I'm going to use her in order
Goddess of the hunt.
flip that one right there.
This is black.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay. It is Sai.
Hey!
The Y.
Yay!
So what you
I'll
needed?
put a shrine down, and I can move a god up. Whoops. And I'm going to move Ares, because why not? Oh, I got a green. That'll work. So I'll go. Well, shoot.
What do you need to do monsters and other shrine?
I do. Yeah, I gotta get that
Or
other.
a temple. Yeah. You could.
You know, I'm going to use a favor token. I'm going to change this red into a black.
To go here.
To go there.
And then use your green.
And then use my green to do that.
Omega.
But, all right, so since I can't put a shrine there, I can move my shield up 1, and I can get rid of all the injured cards of 1 color. I think I'm going to get rid of my 2 blacks. So I have 2 yellows and a blue left. So that helps a little bit. And I still have a pink. You know, I'm going to change this pink into a blue with 1 favor token. And then I'm going to use that blue with the help of Neridi. And I'm going going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 right there.
Okay.
And that's it. So
All right.
a roll, and I have a blue, a red, and a green.
Okay.
But because I did a red, I'm going to get 2 favor tokens.
All right. So I'm going to use my black to bump up Aries. I'm going to make my red a black, bump up Aries. I'm just going to use 1 favor token to make that green a black and bump up Aries. That's my turn.
Well, you can use Aries ability right
I
now.
can. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Boop.
I don't know why I'm helping you so much. But...
Yeah. And then I'll take this one. So I get an extra card to hold. It doesn't really matter, but it can bump up my shield. So that might help me a little.
Not well.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, because you got to roll the Titan die.
Yeah.
And I don't have any of the colors you rolled.
It's a 1.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Nobody
See?
takes that.
Good.
All right. So I am really on the ropes because I haven't fought any of my monsters yet, and I still got to find that stupid thing I got to drop off at. So I'm going to use my blue in order to, you know what? I take that back. I'm not going to use my blue. I am going to use my red, and I'm going to peek at these 2.
I mean, it's fine. Both of mine are down, but
Yeah, well,
for the sake of you killing, 2 birds, 1 stone.
and unfortunately, that helped me not at all.
Because it's not what you need. There's one over here. You could get 2.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use my blue to go 1, 2,
And then
3.
flip that.
However, I have to use 2 favor tokens to turn that green into a black in order to flip that over.
It is a sigh.
And I don't have that.
But you get to do the ability, so you get 4 favor tokens.
Yes, I do get that. And that is unfortunately my turn.
It's going to be your last turn.
It's not going to matter because Megan is going to win here.
Yep.
But I will roll the dice. And I have 2 yellows and a pink.
Alright, so I've got a pink. Go plop there. Use 1. Hi, Zeus. How you doing? Game.
Yeah. Man, that is the worst butt kicking I've had already.
I did really well.
I have not won at this game yet either.
Not.
All right, so let's give Megan the lightning bolt trophy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I tell you what, that ship that you've had that before.
Yeah.
And that really helps because
It's
it
a
keeps you from using so many of the favor tokens. I felt like I was using a lot.
I did get kind of lucky though with those temples. The both of the ones I flipped were ones I needed, so that was kind of nice. But yeah.
Yeah,
I did pretty good.
my rear end is still sore from that because
yeah.
that's the worst I've lost. I still had
It
2
is.
my monsters and a shrine to get down.
But neither of us had to lose a turn to recoup, so that's kind of good.
That is true. We did keep our wounds in check.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's get to what we think. All right, I do want to say I have not won this game
You
yet.
have not.
But I really, really like this game a lot. This is a pick up and deliver game at its heart. It's actually pretty easy. It looks a little overwhelming because there's a lot of pieces on the board and a lot of things, especially, you look at this. But it's
simple iconography once you get it.
because that was the one thing you said. You were a little intimidated at first. And then once you learned it,
turns in,
it was
I'm
like,
I
boom,
got it.
everything
Yeah.
clicked.
It's just, that's with any game. You have to learn the iconography, and it can seem kind of overwhelming at first, but yeah, this is a very simple game. Right?
Now, the board is modular, and I didn't mention this in the setup, but the
Yeah.
rule book will have you set this up a certain way for your first game. But after that, you can pretty much set it up however you want. These tiles are really cool because they're double-sided, and you can make anything that you want. The only exception is that all the water has to connect so that you can get anywhere on the map on water. And that's the only stipulation. But because the board can be random, the little cities where your shrines are at is random as far as how you put those down.
That's what pick temples.
Yeah, and I do want to point out too, if you look on like this side, it's got the shaded part as well as the symbols. On the other side, it just has the symbols, so you know which color matches.
Yeah.
So personal preference, I actually like having this around there so that I can see everything. but
it is
you have a lot of variability
it's
in
colorblind
setting that up.
accessible too, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And then you have the random placement, because you randomly place the monsters, you randomly place the token or the offering cubes, and that scales based on the number of players. Because it's a 2-player, you only use 2 of the colors for both the monsters and the offering.
You can change what color you're going for monsters or for your offering. They're double-sided, so that can change with your playability, replayability, and variability.
Yeah.
Especially if you play with like the easy setup or the longer game setup, you get more options too.
Yeah. We've only played this with 2-player, but I think it actually plays great as 2-player. Like I said, it scales based on the number of monsters that you put out and the offering cubes. But you can see there's different spots for the offering cubes, so you don't know which are going to go on those islands. The only stipulation is you don't have more of one of the same color on there.
Yeah.
But you randomize these island tokens that you have to discover. So that's another great thing.
Oh, there it was. The one you needed.
Oh yeah.
One you just flipped up on a whim.
Yeah.
That one too.
Oh man, I was right around those. But
or that one in the corner you were by.
You got your stack of cards that you don't know what wounds are going to come up. You don't know what equipment. The only thing you really do know are your gods, your heroes, your demigods, and your creatures. Which you always seem to go for the ones that give you extra movement, which is cool. I seem to always go for the ones that give me the extra shields, but that did not help because you were rolling so high tonight. The last game that we played, you were rolling low, and I was never taking any
wounds.
So it was
fine, yeah, because I don't really normally tend to worry too much about my my shields. I normally am just like, oh, well, I'll get the wounds. Maybe I'll sit out a turn, and it doesn't really matter because I still normally win.
Yeah. So what do you think of gameplay?
I like this, yeah. Like I said, I was a little intimidated just looking at it at first because I was like, whoa, there's a lot here. But yeah. Pick up and move game, which is a very easy concept to grasp. Everything else is like very simple once you get into it. I like the theme. I like Greek mythology. So
we both do.
Yeah, so getting into this was really cool.
You know the gods' names better than I do.
I do, yeah. Well, I mean, we always had like a Greek unit like in school, and then like I said, I was a Percy Jackson kid, so I got into the myths a little bit more with that. But yeah, I think it's cool. I like that it is modular, like you said, so you have different ways of setting this up every single game. Yeah, I think the components are nice. These are stickers, though, on these monster cubes, or little tiles. And you are not good at stickering, so some of these are a little wonky.
Yeah, I did those when you were gone.
Yeah, but I mean, otherwise though, it's a very nice gloss on these stickers.
And the art is really good on this.
The art is cool. Yeah, no, the art is awesome on these.
And even the art on the player boards is cool. And if you flip it over, you see that.
Yeah, so overall, I think this is really well done. I kind of like that these are wooden
and they're rounded dice. Corners too.
And I like that, you're whenever you fight a monster, which we never ended up doing, but when you do, it's a D10. D10, yeah. I was like blinking.
Let me talk about fighting the monsters a little bit, since that didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
So when you do fight a monster, basically he starts at strength of 9, and then you subtract whatever your shield's at. So let's say mine is at 3. So I need to roll a 6 or higher in order to beat him. And I didn't. Well, Megan didn't. Got a 3. But as long as I have favor tokens, I can pay a favor token and keep that battle going. And now he decreases by 1. So instead of me needing a 6, I need a 5. Then I would have been able to defeat him, and it only cost me 1 favor token.
Yeah, so it's an interesting mechanic for fighting too. And like you can't die, you just kind of waste all your favor tokens if you don't win.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the next thing. It's not like you're out really anything other than your favor tokens.
And you've always been able to pretty much use Ares. You get yourself situated so that you can do that, which you always had a ton of favor tokens. So that really wasn't that big of a deal.
This boat has helped, though. I mean, I've used other boats, but this one's pretty good, though.
Yeah, so talking about replayability, there are 4 that it tells you to use for your first couple of games. And then you also have all these other ones, and you can do a draft on them. You can just randomly, distribute, which is kind of what we do. There's quite a few of them.
There's one I had the first game I had that I really liked, and it's basically moving all of your gods up to wherever your starting player count is, so they're already in the clouds, and then they can't drop lower than that.
Yeah, that's
so that
nice.
makes it easy to just kind of keep your gods moving upwards, which I like.
Yeah, I think the card quality is really nice,
They're
and I
smaller
like the
cards, but that doesn't matter for this game.
I like the art on the cards. I think these little temples, the wooden temples and the statues, I think those are cool.
Even the boats are kind of cool.
Yeah, the cubes, the offering cubes, they don't need to be anything other than what they are.
That's fine.
And then you get your little Zeus guy, which give you a little close up of, you know, the main guy here with his lightning bolt. He's pretty cool, and you know, this went together nice and easy. And that's the backside of Zeus, like the backside of water.
But that's the other god. That's his brother.
But he's pretty cool. But no, I like the gameplay. I like the art. Like I said, I like the theme. We don't have hardly any games that are kind of the mythology. We have Elysium, but we don't have a lot. And there's usually not a lot of those types of games, I don't think, that are out there. Plus, you have not played too many pick up and deliver games. Outside, you've played Outer Rim, but
that's more of a sandboxy.
Yeah, but a lot of it is pick up and deliver. Get this over to here, and
you don't necessarily have to follow set goals, kind of like with these, where it's already listed out for you.
But like Merchants and Marauders is maybe my all-time favorite game, and it's very much pick up and deliver.
It's not really a pick up deliver, but the only other thing that came to mind was Five Tribes. Just because you are picking up everyone, you're not really delivering.
You're not delivering them really.
You're picking them up.
You're picking them up. Picking them up. You're setting them down.
Yeah, I do like Five Tribes though. That's a good game.
Yeah, I would just show off the talking about the art of the game. You can see each of the heroes here. They all have their own different art. And then you've got your demigods. So these guys all look pretty cool.
Perseus, Helena. Yeah.
And then you've got your creatures. So you have Fox.
You have Fox, yeah.
Phoenix. And you have, so this is really like Harry Potter. You got Fox, you got Gryffindor, you got Pegasus. Pan. He's playing his flute.
Yes, yep. Yeah. Overall, yeah, I definitely give this game 2 thumbs up. This, for me, might be in the running for at least top 5.
Wow. I never would have expected that based on your first impression.
Yeah, but we are halfway through the year, and I would say this might be up there.
Yeah, this is really good. And sadly, this has sat on our shelf for quite a while. And it was just a matter of getting it on the schedule, and it just kept getting kind of bumped back. But as we've been working through our backlog, it's like, hey, I've really wanted to play this because 1, it's got dice. 2, it's got a really cool mechanic of pick up and deliver. 3, it's got mythology, which we really like. So it hits all those different, or checks all those different boxes on things that I like. So yes, I would give it 2 thumbs up too.
2 thumbs up, yeah.
I did want to point out that the first edition print of the game does come with these pillars. This was a mini expansion that was not included, but you can actually go onto Board Game Geek and you can print off the pillars of, I think it's called Pillars of Delphi, mini expansion, and you can use those in your game. But these are not even listed on the table of contents on the rulebook, so I wanted to just kind of give you guys a heads up on what they were. All right, so that is Oracle of Delphi from Tasty Minstrel Games, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, click that like and subscribe button. You can also follow us on social media like Facebook
and Twitter at DadBeDaughter.
And if you like what we do and you want to support us, you can visit our Patreon page. So thanks for watching.
Thanks.